Hello, I am Serafina, and this is Portal Through the Veil, and welcome back to the astrology collective readings. I haven't done these since February, and when the kids were on spring break, I really couldn't film. And no, I'm like, okay, right? But the last few days of their spring break, I kept hearing 90-day run for the astrology collective. And for those who don't know the term 90-day run, it's basically breaking your year up into 3-month um, increments and setting goals for those 3 months, and you work towards them. As eventually it's going to lead up to the big goal. So if you have a big goal at the end of the month or at the end of the year, you're supposed to break everything up by 3 months, and it should definitely get you there, if not pretty darn freaking close, if you are consistent and you keep on working. So with this reading and my little cinnamon stick, I am putting the intention out there for my astrology zodiac collective that really needs to hear what's happening for their next 3 months, what they need to focus on, where be that whole thing where energy goes. I always say where energy goes, money flows, but that's the Capricorn in me. But the like where energy goes, everything else flows, or something like that. You get what I mean. So in this reading, we are obviously going to do the tarot, but I got called to do both of my oracle decks. We brought out the Moonology Manifestation deck, so this will probably come out at the end of your reading, and this is going to be like your focus, what you're trying to manifest, all of that. And then I also pulled out my star seed to get like the theme of the reading and all of that. So if you are into astrology readings and all of that fun stuff, and you're into it and you know your big three, because let's face it, we have all of these zodiac signs in our chart somewhere. Some are very prominent, some are not so prominent. If you're like me, you are a Capricorn stellium, so goats for life. Give me 1 minute. Alright, also, if you want to get into your own natal chart, into your own birth chart, I definitely want to encourage you to go to astro.com. All you need to know is, your name, your birth time, and your birth location, and it will give it all to you. And then I also want to say, download the app Sanctuary. This is not an ad by any means, but it's the app I use. It gives me my whole chart, and I know what my big three is. So if you know what your big three is, I want to encourage you to watch all 3 videos that in this series to get a fuller reading of what you need to work on for the next 3 months. Because we're also going to look at the last 3 months, just so that you get confirmation that this reading is for you, or there's something in this reading that you need to hear, that the angels are trying to get across to you, all of that. And as a reminder, in anybody's collective readings, any of these tarot collective readings, is don't make the puzzle pieces fit that don't fit. Okay, if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. Leave it at the table and move on, okay? Only pick up the pieces you need, okay? So, without further ado, let's get into it. Hello to the Scorpios. How are ya? Another fire sign. Alright, so can we just collectively agree that the last 3 months have been nothing but a complete shit show? Right? But if we look at the zodiac wheel, we're in Aries season, which means it's the beginning of the zodiac year. So technically the new year starts now. So fresh start. Yeah. All right, so let's get into it. What is the star seed? I'm pulling the star seed deck to get a theme, to maybe get a glimpse of the last 3 months, okay? Because we can't appreciate where we're going if we don't look back and take the lessons of the past. Okay, I'm not saying to look back and wallow in the past. I'm saying you take the lessons from the past. I don't know who needed to hear that. Put a big picture thinking. visionary, inspired ideas. If you are into star seeds, maybe Pleiades energy will hit a nerve. But overall, big picture thinking. We have lost sight of the big picture, possibly. This new start, this new fresh energy from for the new year, you need to remind yourself. Okay. Oh, and then maybe again, here's another Hadrian energy for another star sign, but you got the love, codependency, boundaries. I feel like the person that is watching this, the Scorpio that is watching this, you have forgotten the big picture because you have been distracted by so many other things in life. You need to set up those boundaries. Maybe you are codependent on a certain energy, on a certain somebody, and maybe you need to really set those boundaries with that person. Okay? Like set the I feel like the last 3 months for the Scorpios, your love life has been really, really, really toxic. Like you guys have become codependent. Oh, yes, it confirmation that it is a love reading. Okay. You guys have been really going through it the last few months. You guys had a rough start to the new year. Okay. Maybe some codependent stuff. Maybe you guys have like just gotten very used to fighting. Okay. Let's set boundaries with those fights. Like when they get too petty, someone's got to say time out. Or maybe possibly now we start bringing in a therapist. But I really feel like the Scorpio that is watching this, you and this person, you guys are definitely a divine unity, okay? There have been choices. Adam and Eve. Maybe you guys are religious and you go to church. Because something I'm like Adam and Eve, the biblical. So I feel called to mention that might be a confirmation for you. Okay? So maybe you guys do go to church, all right? But the last 3 months, this has been you at night. You have not been sleeping. Okay? You have not been sleeping. You have a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety. You've had nightmares of this relationship not working out. Right? Am I right or am I wrong? All right? The angels out here are saying if 2 people are committed, then they could definitely put in the hard work. It's going to be slow and steady. Don't get me wrong, guys. It's going to be a slow and steady wins the race over here. You guys have to be patient with each other. Be practical with each other and each other's needs. I feel like you guys have to change your guys' perspective on each other. And that's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to be easier for one than the other. But get yourself out of this isolation. You guys need to remind yourself that you guys are in this for the long haul. You guys are end game. End game. Okay? This is it. It's done deal. Alright, so let's pull this might be a short and sweet reading for my Scorpios compared to the last 7, because those are all like 15, 16 minutes. But you guys, I'm already here at the manifestation pull. Okay. All right. Also, I am pulling the Moonology manifestation deck. There is also there is zodiac signs attached to this, so this could be you and your partner. Your partner could be a Taurus, possibly, or you guys have it in your big 3. All of the things. Toxicity. Okay, yeah, you guys have been very toxic towards each other. You guys have to somehow clear the toxic energy and really like detox the relationship. And I'm trying to think of how to do that. Date night. alone time. If you guys are parents, maybe that is another big thing that is really dampering the situation. As a mom, as a stay-at-home mom who is married herself, I get that part. Like, oh my god, to get a date night is like a dream. To eat by yourself and no one to come and try to steal food, and it to be warm from start to finish, and to be just sitting there staring at your partner's face. It sounds like a dream, right? But therapy, possibly just sitting down and talking and really just getting it all out, and then forgiving each other and deciding to move forward and doing date night. But let's pull more. I feel like there's going to be a little bit more. Oh, you're going to get 3. Okay. All right. There's also a Gemini. Think it through. When I read that out loud, someone wanted to leave their partner. They thought about it. The angels are telling you right now, you got to think this through. Think this through. Do you know? Not yet. Don't do it yet. Okay? And then possibly you have Libra somewhere, or they're Libra. Make time for self-love. You, the person who's watching this, you gotta do self-love. And I'm not just saying go sit in a bathtub. No. But, like, do something for yourself. Even if that means at the end of the day, after everyone goes to bed, you watch 1 hour of your favorite TV. Or you're like me, where you get up at 5 so that you could watch your trash TV. Because if you know anything about me, I'm a Bravo girl. I love me some Housewives. I love me some Vanderpump. I love me all of it. Okay? And the only time I can really watch TV is in the morning. Okay? So that to me is self-love. I'm not sitting in a bathtub with Epsom salt because I don't like taking baths. Okay? Because that's not for everyone. So the person who's watching this, figure out something. Like, give yourself an hour a day that just is you. And I know that's easier said than done. I understand that. But I want you to ask the universe how you can make that happen for yourself. And I'm telling you to say how. Why? Because if you're over here saying, I can't do that, I can't, I am going to have to slap you on the hand. All right? I read somewhere in one of my first personal development books, and this has been a game changer. I hate to use that term, but really, it really switched the perspective in my brain to something so much healthier and so much, oh my God. Okay? Is when you are talking to yourself, you're talking to your angels. When you use the term, I can't, you know what you are doing to yourself? You know what you're doing? You are instantly putting the block on completing that task. You're already telling yourself that you're not capable. You're already putting limits. Okay? But when you switch that perspective to say how, you are really going to open up the possibility or possibilities of figuring out how this can be. I think you're how is a much more open, like, you know how you say it. I can't. It's like, it, like, even your mouth, it does like a line. It does one of those, right? But how, you gotta open your mouth. I don't know who needs to hear this part right now, but change that can't to how. And I'm telling you, over time, the more you practice that, the more you're going to realize, oh yeah, no, I'm getting much more downloads. I am getting much more direction. I am getting much more further in something. And maybe you got to tell your partner that too. You and your partner have to consciously decide to stop just using the word I can't, and start saying the word how. And that's probably going to switch a lot of things up for you guys, okay? Now, on that note, I am going to end this here. So I hope if this resonated with you on any shape or form, I hope you hit like, I hope you hit saved, I hope you hit that subscribe button, as well as in the description, I have my handle for TikTok and for Instagram, as well as if you would like a private reading, please check out the link, and that is how you're going to access my website. On that note, I will be seeing you guys later.